Hey everybody, we things are kind of crazy. I know this is going to be half an hour later, and but Lisa's we're doing it all in one place because Lisa has to
Listen,
go early.
yes, it's finals day. I've been homeschool momming it all day. I've got the documents here to prove. My son's handwriting is horrific, but he's
I think
been learning.
everyone's handwriting is horrific now.
It is.
It's not well, even girls. Like that was one thing. Like that was a difference to like a legitimate. I bet that's not even real anymore. Girls don't write all weird and cutesy and bubbly. Remember the? Did you write bubbly?
So my husband thinks my handwriting is horrible, just FYI. Um, but he took like calligraphy classes or something weird because he's a lot. If you guys have ever met him, you all know. But uh, I did do like my E on a slant, and I did the A with like the tail and the bubble down at the bottom, and my L and a swooshy thing. And like I did the things, most girls do, try to like claim your little brand of your name or your, you know, all the things. But my oldest sister had really beautiful handwriting. My mom, so my grandfather used to make my mother practice. My mother has beautiful handwriting and print, beautiful. But my grandfather would like basically punish her, not in a, well, I guess, I don't know if it's a punishment, but he would make her for hours practice handwriting. And she has beautiful, beautiful handwriting. But no one uses it anymore. And we were just talking before the show. Not only people don't have good handwriting, forget cursive. Let's just throw that conversation out the window. We all know that doesn't even exist anymore. People can't spell. That they don't know where to put a punctuation. One of the funniest tweets the other day, somebody said, no, I'm not going to get the tweet right, but it was something like, I hate it when people misspell the word there or to or something like that. They're so stupid, and they put THEI.
Yeah. Or your W. Yeah. They're
Yeah,
YOU.
but they put an
Yeah.
extra word in there that they misspelled themselves, and I was like, I hate that TWO.
I told you this is the truth. Like spelling is a big deal, especially because I was, financial advisor, and I've always hated writing because I have this giant vocabulary, especially before I died. It was like I had a huge vocabulary, and I could sound very intelligent. But when I was writing, I couldn't spell the words that I wanted to use. I still don't know how to spell outre. I mean, it's hard to look
Outre?
that up. Yeah, it's hard to look it up how to spell it because I don't know how to spell it, and it comes up with weird words. Anyway,
I can't spell the word restaurant. It does not matter how many times I write it. It's
you
like
know,
the
but
wrong way.
that's something that's interesting because
Yeah.
autocorrect can't spell it. It always comes up restraint,
Yeah.
and I always this is such a great restraint. But so we're getting divorced, and I was doing the paperwork, and I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to put in here that I can call you 3 times a month to spell a word for me,
Mhm.
and you have to do it. And she's like, that's crazy. It's like, no, I'm serious. I'm going to
Now
need
you
it.
guys know how long ago Sean got divorced.
And then she was like, no, just call me. I'll spell anything for you. Just call me. Whatever. I'll spell it. I said, and I should have put it in there because she didn't do anything, but I wanted 3 lasagnas a month or 3 lasagnas a year. And 3 lasagnas a year or 2 lasagnas and 1 stuffed shells a year and to spell stuff. And that was like the silly weird thing I was gonna put in there. She was like, "You're not serious." I was like, "I'm serious. I'm gonna because I don't believe you and it's important to me." I was like, "You didn't give me much, but
Things that make
I'm gonna give up these 2 things: the spelling
mhm.
and lasagna." So I want some of that back because I'm not making
Well,
you pay child
well,
support.
we're talking about like one of the essays that my son wrote, and he's like, he only wrote like one thing about who was it, Molly Pitcher or whatever, and I was like, you got to be kidding me! That's all you're going to tell me about Molly Pitcher? And he's like, well, I mean, she did this and she did this and she saved the Red Cross and she saved all these people. She's a nurse and she saved the picture of George Washington out of the White House when it was burning because there was a war going on and she saved all these soldiers, blah, blah, blah. And he's telling me all this. And I was like, what? Write it in your paper.
Mhm.
Right? I don't want to write that. Like, that's a lot of writing. But, my oldest son was the same way. And of course, the schools wanted to label it a learning disability and whatever. They have the knowledge and they can tell you, but it's like something about like getting it from here to the physical. It's like asking them to walk through knee-high concrete, the writing it down.
Yeah, it's interesting because I heard this. I like watching the old interviews, especially like Dick Cavett. It's like those are cool, but it was it's an old talk show, but like real old, like 70s and late 60s. But because we've gotten to this point now where I was watching someone talk about AI and how like script writers and people and like all the creativity's gone because there's so much that's a disconnect.
Okay.
And it was this actress who was talking about when I'm writing a script or I'm doing something, I actually write it. I use a pen and paper or pencil because I don't want to use a typewriter because I feel it's a disconnect. It's like coming straight from me like to the paper. It feels, and I was like, wow, we've gotten so far away from that. Just hearing her say that, and it is. There's like everything, kind of sucks now. So,
well, Joe when we do WBRT, he gets really fired up about the AI music, AI created music.
Yeah,
that's not like authentic, human created. And we think about
Rick Beato. If you want to watch some videos, Rick Beato does a lot of videos. He was talking about that before it became a thing, and he created like some, and they were like number 10 on Spotify after a couple weeks because you can do an AI picture, and then AI, and it's completely fake, and people are, I loved those people when I was a little kid. My first concert, I was dumbstruck. I was like, oh my god, I'm like 15 feet from Motley Crue. There's like that's it's like that's up on my wall. I'm almost as close as on my room. It was just so weird and epic. And now that's just it's all, but everything in life.
Oh, did we freeze up? Dang it! I hope y'all are still going. I don't know if just Sean is frozen or if I am frozen or if you are frozen. If we're all frozen. Lord, have mercy. Oh, Sean said he crashed. So you can hear me. Okay, he says he's coming back in. He's texting me. Thank you guys for letting me know in the comments. I can't click it on, but I am says, we hear you, Lisa. Gazoo says Sean crashed. Only Sean is frozen. Whoop, and he's gone. Yeah. So in other news, I'm sure everybody's heard there was a big Cloudflare crash or hack, people are saying, which I can get into some woo-woo on that really quick while Sean isn't here. Trump last night said beep, beep, bonk. And that is in like a Q post about a big master computer going down. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. We'll see. But yes, do you like my shirt? My friends sent it to me, Andrew and Zach from the Legacy Right podcast. But very interesting to hear that Trump say that on the McDonald's thing last night. There were lots of comms in that. But anyway, I'll talk about that later. And then having this big crash with Cloudflare. And of course, that's one of the big, providers. There's also a big comm on CZ Binance. So Michael Saylor put out this tweet where he's like leaving, the Titanic is going down and he's like on a little lifeboat. And then there's a CZ post that says something like, and I'll paraphrase because I'm a terrible quoter. When something about when the big ships go down or something, when the Titanic goes down, all ships tethered to it, or wait, maybe lifeboats will rise again unless they're tethered to it, and use the term tether. So we might see, we're seeing this crash in cryptos, Bitcoin and whatever. It will be interesting to see, in Cliff's data, not all cryptos come back after the big crash. So if they have anything to do with Tether, my guess is they're not coming back. It's kind of exciting to see for, real projects like Dragon Chain, Proof of Work, Litecoin, some of the real strong projects that Theta, I think will come back that don't have anything to do with Tether. And they mentioned in that same thread, all who also associated with Tether, little Brock Pierce and all those dirty little folks. So now we're seeing all this with the banks, with the Epstein stuff coming out.
Hello, I'm back.
Dog hot, diggity dog.
Okay. I'm sorry, but my computer crashed. Obviously, pain in the butt. Okay. Also, there's this StreamYard. This thing sucks. You pick the aspect we're talking about. There's 2 streams on my YouTube channel at the same time. One of them is a phone stream, and one of them is the sideways stream.
Oh yeah, I forgot. And you have to sit in the middle of the thing or something.
Yeah, you were askew, but yeah. Anyway.
And holy Lisa.
Okay. All right. What do we got?
Yeah, because it's going down.
Hey, and someone said you have a nice shirt on.
Yes, see my shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got some shirts. I was trying to talk to Bozak about going on there, and I found my old Bozak shirt.
Oh, I have an old Bozak shirt. It's packed up though.
Yeah.
A pink one. I have a pink one.
I'm wearing my classic Rush.
His hair was pink.
Clean my room. I have like all my clothes on my couch, and I haven't went through them. It's embarrassing how long. So me and Alex went through. I'm like, I gotta put some of this stuff up because I had these like nice button-down shirts, and I bought like 4 of them, different, like the same one, because I'd see it like, oh, that's cool, and I buy some shirts, and then I wouldn't wear it. I put it up, and I forget about it, and I'd see the shirt, like, oh, I really like that shirt. I remember, and I buy it. So we're going through all the clothes. It's like there's like 3 of this shirt. I'm like, yeah, it's a really cool shirt, isn't it? So I need to sell some on eBay or something. And then T-shirts, I was like crazy, but found a gun that I bought for. I usually find guns, but I found a gun.
It was on the couch.
Yeah, I didn't know it was there. I bought it for Lee like a couple years ago. I forgot about it.
Oh, that's nice.
Carbine.
Christmas is fine. Now you can.
Finland. I can't send a gun to Europe. He was talking about coming here and gonna maybe moving. So I was like, if you come here, I'll get you a gun. And then I was at a gun show, so I got him like a cheap carbine, but it's black and it looks really cool. So he was like, that's mental. Oh my God. But European people are nuts about it. Like they don't just that they know it exists is weird. Because even their police don't have it. So they know there's guns in their country, but they don't know where they are, and they're hard to get to. It's like when they walk into Walmart, they freak out at the, like a hunting rifle.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But, I saw a documentary about Sweden the other day that kind of surprised me, that they have like fake houses that are actually like turrets and like defense.
Mm-hmm.
So they like, oh yeah, we're neutral, we don't do anything, whatever. But they actually all over their country have like the fake.
They're neutral, but they were tough. They were very ready.
Yeah, they actually have like, and they're like bunkers and have all these military like posts or turrets and things all over. And I was like, what the heck? And I was like, and everyone knows that those are painted windows and that's a fake house and whatever. But
That's something that we don't like. It's hard for us to think in that way. But especially like you, the girl that grew up in the woods with a copy of don't, what is it? Not Steel. I'm thinking it's Steel Dawn for Patrick Swayze. Wolverine.
Red Dawn.
Steel Dawn, different movie he did.
Red
Post-apocalyptic, little gay. He just looked a little gay, but that was the 80s, so
Red Dawn.
Everybody worked it in. Yeah, but like that's it's funny almost that it would happen. But if you grew up or you live in Europe, it's a real thing. That country next door could come and try to take your land and come and take over the country. Like we can't.
They have in the past.
Yeah, we can't think that way. And we over here we think, oh, that was just the Middle Ages or whatever. That people don't do. People do that now. It's still a thing. It's just hard for us to think about it. Is Mexico coming now? Is Canada coming now? It's like it's
But
not. It's not that we're just we're so big and we all have guns. It's not even just that. It's that we're so powerful. Nobody is gonna come here.
Yeah, Venezuela gave up how much of their. I mean, Maduro was like, "Hey, what do you want from me? Here's all my oil," and he started singing some song during a rally and telling everybody, "Oh, look, I know this." It was like a Beatles song or something. Like ridiculousness, like making a total fool of himself, like being Trump's imp. Like, please don't come take me as a political prisoner. Wouldn't it be nice if there were no political prisoners? Please don't come get me. Did you see all that this weekend?
No, like you said, there's just so much that's distraction kind of thing. I thought the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing was sad. I've been kind of proud of how she's been just sticking to everything while everyone's changing the narratives on whatever. She's like, no, like everything's kind of stayed the same for her. And it's like blatant how they ostracized her. So
there was something I shared where I was like, this is a legitimate discussion that we should be having. She has a point here. And then people are just like, it's all about being loyalty. And I'm like, no, this is not loyal to a person. We need to be having discussions around the issues. And this is why IAM's umbrella promise idea works so well, because it's the funding or the energy goes to ideas. And then we, the people, are served more evenly by that, because if it's about a popularity contest, like somebody loses, and usually it's, the least of these. And that's not how you build a strong country,
Yeah. But also we've talked about it, like right is right and wrong is wrong. And that's what it needs to be. And it's not about loyalty to a person. And it's about, I guess, loyalty to principles. You could say that. But yeah, when you start talking about loyalty to especially a politician, it's that's when shit gets
they don't
scary.
have loyalty to anybody but their pocketbook. Yeah. Whoever's paying them the most.
Yeah, that's when things get scary. Because that's when they have a different power, almost a religious power.
Speaking of religion, we've been seeing these attacks on Christians, of course, in South Africa, all of that. We've seen Ireland take back their culture in Ireland. Scotland is doing the same thing, taking back their culture from the Muslims. And
the governments, they haven't taken. They're fighting for it. But they're fighting against their own governments, because their governments.
Yes, their own governments. They're claiming, they're saying we're not federal. We are of the county, or how do they explain that? It's like a county, or it's not really a state. It's smaller. It's a smaller unit of people is what they're recognizing. And then they're saying we are the people of that land, and that's what we recognize, and that we're not going to listen to the federal whatever.
It is more like a county in, like, say, Ireland or somewhere is like a state.
Okay.
It's like they have their own lore, they have their own identity. Like, people from this state are stupid, people from this state are cheap, people from it's like it's a really big thing. Like one is like the most haunted county. They all have their own thing.
Well, now, do you hear what's happening today in Dearborn, Michigan? Is that a bunch of Christians are going in to try to reclaim Dearborn, Michigan for Christians, because that's been over time.
Dearborn has become like
It's taken over there are even Sharia courts in that area.
I'll get a little woo here, a little tinfoil hatty, because Zach, you're wearing the Legacy Right shirt. Zach made a comment that was just kind of a little off the cuff comment, and it hit me. So the pictures of the popes that go to a certain point, and then if that ends in the Vatican, right? Yes. And then there's like that prophecy that there's going to be so many popes, and the years all added up. Everything was weird, and then it got to this point, and it just said Judgment Day, and everyone's like, "Oh, apocalypse! Something's happening. God's coming back." Blah blah blah. Nothing's happened yet, and then we have Pope Leo, and then we're talking about the Crusades because you're talking about Christians getting killed. Trump and Hegseth are talking about defending a religion, defending Christendom, not Americans. And they're talking, no new wars, but then all of a sudden we will defend the slaughter of Christians because we are Christians. And Hegseth has the cross they made a big deal about. It's not a white power, but it is a Crusader's cross.
Oh. Templar.
And so I don't know. I thought it was just my algorithm. I thought it was throwing all the stuff for the Crusades Part 2, Crusades 2.0. It's all coming at me. And I thought, and people started, we're calling for the Crusades. And then Zach said something about this Pope. He made it so that a Pope could not call for Crusades. A Pope could not call Christians to, rise up and fight. This was, whatever. But the Pope that called up the Crusades, that started it all, was Pope Leo.
Interesting. And he was the last Pope. Pope Leo is supposed to be the last Pope, but now they've got...
No, I mean, the way back with the original Crusades was Pope Leo the First. Now we have Pope Leo the Second at this time when it was like the end, Judgment Day, all of those. And I was thinking about all the prophecies and how everything was like, because... And then Joe said, but that one Pope said we can't have. And then he said, yeah, but this Pope could just say, we're changing that. It's like government. It doesn't matter,
That's what that is.
Yeah. That is, I thought that was interesting. Also, Gazoo, what I found out, in the United States of America, if America wanted to go to war and somebody didn't even post on social media, but they said they said it some way, I can check it out, said screw this government, screw going to war, and screw the president. And that man was arrested and sent to prison for years. That happened for World War I or II. This guy, he said something, but you know what, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up, I'm going to give it to you to post, because I was quite shocked. Because this woman put a video out on it, just a little, like a quick one. Do a little dance or something, or sing a song while I'm looking for it.
Go check out the Legacy Right. Click like, subscribe.
Here we go.
And they have some great chats.
Okay. And where are you?
Read one of Cannon's papers from today.
Yeah. Here you go. Where's the private chat at?
A little Latin for anyone.
E pluribus in the private chat. There you go. If you can share that, I'll play. And
conjugate some verbs and nouns for you. Hold on. It's going. Stop, girl. Stop. Oh, it's not going to let me stop. Okay, hold on. And there is no sound. Oh, there is the sound. Pause. All right, girl. Shoot, where am I? Okay, hold on. Share screen. Where am I? I think it's this one. Can you see
There
it?
you go. Yep, it just popped up. Okay.
For saying you're going to give this sucking government a good if you lived in America, why, yes, you could. And like J.A. Griffith, you might end up here at the old Montana prison. America entered World War I in 1917, but support for the war was far from unanimous. So when President Woodrow Wilson signed the Espionage Act of 1917 into law, Congress wasn't just worried about spies, they also criminalized free speech. The law addressed offenses like disclosing information related to national defense, but it also turned a drunk 64-year-old into a criminal for criticizing the draft at a bar. Now anyone caught sharing information that interfered with the war could face fines up to $10,000, which is like $250,000 today, and 20 years in prison. To gain support, the government put on a propaganda campaign with writers, artists, educators, celebrities, and journalists to unite people. Gee, sound familiar? Then Montana took things a step further and passed their own Sedition Act. Basically, it became illegal to write or say anything disloyal, profane, slurring, contemptuous, or abusive about the U.S. during wartime. 26 other states had similar laws, but Montana's were the harshest. It became illegal to speak German, even from the pulpit, and books written in German were banned. The government even encouraged citizens to snitch on each other to wipe out sedition. So I guess some things don't change. And they weren't playing around. On April 3rd, 1918, Pete Urvik said, "F the United States and f the flag." 3 days later, he was sentenced to 2 to 4 years in prison. You could even be polite about it. Herman Bosch received 4 to 8 years for saying this war should be stopped and peace declared. And Matt Johnson's very based take that United States Liberty Bonds were no good landed him 2 to 5 years in prison. Montana convicted 78 people under this law, and it even inspired the federal government to expand the Espionage Act with the Sedition Act of 1918. And if you're wondering why people didn't appeal, well, they did, all the way to the Supreme Court, where they upheld the sentence. By 1921, Congress repealed the Sedition Act, and in 1923, those in the Montana prison were paroled. They spent a combined 65 years locked up, and 19 men received fines of $20,000. Montana Governor Brian Schweitzer pardoned the sedition law victims in 2006 and acknowledged we can criticize our government. Today, though, large parts of the Espionage Act are still law. It's what led to charges against Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, and many others. So, for now, we're free to criticize our government. But with America's increasing involvement in Israel, Iran, Ukraine, and who knows where next, how long will it stay that way?
Interesting.
It's insane. It's insane that happened. It's insane that we don't learn about it. It's insane that it took till 2006, and then they just said, "Oh yeah, that was wrong," but we're going to keep certain things. It's insane that Snowden was arrested under it, and I mean that's.
Well, somebody on Tori Says, maybe it was Tori herself, was having a conversation like a what if. They were saying like, how come Snowden was actually allowed to? Was he like a leaker? Because how come he was allowed to keep leaking where? In the converse, Assange was actually silenced. Do you think there's a difference in the two of those?
Yeah, because Assange was a journalist, so completely supposed to be untouchable.
Yeah, supposed to be untouchable,
he
but
would be
instead completely shut down.
Right. But also Assange wasn't an enemy of America. He was an enemy of everybody. Whereas Snowden was inside, not a journalist, and just was like, hey, look at what our government's doing to us.
Okay. I see.
Assange was like, look at what they're doing to everybody.
I see.
So also it was an organization with Assange that were trying to shut down. Yeah, but I thought that was
whistleblower versus taking effect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good point.
All right.
Good things to think about.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna
land of the free and the home of the brave.
We got it. It's things are not We didn't even talk about the fact that New York is a socialist, which
It's not really though. They're once again they're saying that the mayor, he's saying he could do things that he can't do. He's the kid. He is the student president, body president, saying, "If you vote for me, I'm going to give you free pizza every Friday."
but
He has no power
can-
to do that.
He can do a lot. He can do certain things, and also
He's full of shit.
he's never been. I mean, the office may not have been pushed as far as it can be pushed. And remember, they can do anything and then just gets fought in the courts for a couple of years or a year.
No homework and recess all day.
Yeah, and if all students backed him, if the 3,000 students backed him against the 30 teachers, they'd have it. So it's the way it's set up. He can do whatever. He tells the cops what to do. If the cops say this is how it is, we're going to arrest you for wearing a hat. You get arrested for wearing a hat. And then you go to court, and then the court says no. And then you have to go up and up and up, and then until you get to the Supreme Court, and it's, a year later. They made everybody take the jab. They kicked you out of the military. All these things they can't do. You can't say.
That's the Kamala thing. She said, with the power of a pen, I could just accuse somebody of something and destroy them before they would have time to prove that they never did it.
But we'll see how far he pushes the office, and it's been pushed before. But I was always pushed for good, like they're cleaning up the city. There's been some like radical mayors that have, because New York got real bad before. It's like it has now. It's not the first time. Growing up there, I seen it. It's like gross. It got gross. But there was usually two New Yorks. There was one for rich people and tourists, and then there was the rest of the city. And now it's getting close to where it's just bad for everybody. You still have a decent for tourists.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't go.
Yeah, I didn't want remember my wife was like, we went up there for, I think it was Thanksgiving. She was like, we can go to New York. I was like, why am I going to New York? And Nicholas and Robert were just born. She's like, oh, it's cosmopolitan, and I hate these hicks where I grew up, and I'm gonna go and see it's like, dude, New York is just disgusting. It's gross. It's not, museums and culture. It's nasty. And we're driving, and she was telling me, like, on the map, we didn't have GPS because it was, a long time ago, and it's like 35 years ago. But she's like, go here, and then you turn, and then it's the Holland Tunnel. And I was like, the Holland Tunnel? Why is that so familiar? I'd never driven in New Jersey. I was a child, And we go, and I was like, while we're entering the tunnel, I'm like, this goes into New York under the river. So we come out in New York at 5 o'clock rush hour.
Oh
It's
my
just
God.
massive chaos.
Oh, I remember this story.
Yeah, there's, we have our
homeless guy.
6-month-old babies in the back of the Suburban, a giant Suburban, in the middle of New York at rush hour. And she's freaking out. She's never seen anything like it. This homeless guy comes up, pulls his wiener out, starts peeing on the car. And she's like, you're right. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. This isn't culture. This isn't nice. And I was like, see, I told you. And then I waved at a cop. I'm like, we didn't mean to come here. We need to leave. And he like cleared a spot so we could go to the other side of the tunnel and get out. It was literally like 10 minutes. We're in New York, 15 minutes. We almost got hit like 3 times, and a dude peed on our car. It was just nasty.
Terrible.
All right. we have a sponsor today. It's Margex. So I'm going to play that on us going out. You guys take care. Love y'all. It was good hanging out. We'll see you next week. Are you going to be on World Blockchain Roundtable?
I have every intention.
Thursday, you can check it out. I don't know if she's in a stream or I'm in a stream.
It's supposed to be what was your favorite or what was your first crypto? So I went ahead and accepted yes, because I'm going to make every effort to be there because I'm super excited. I might try to drag Mom on because, she introduced us to crypto.
Yeah.
So it would be fun to bring
that's what we're doing for Thanksgiving. That's cool.
That was what I read on the schedule.
It might be on Wednesday.
Oh,
right? No, for this week is not. Next week.
This week is not Thanksgiving.
Yeah, next week is Thanksgiving. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Next
This
week
week
might be
is
on
not.
Wednesday because next week is Thanksgiving. I have Williams said that next week was Wednesday. It tripped me up. But yeah, all right. Here you go. Here's the Margex commercial. You guys take care. Love y'all. Well, if you're looking for an all-around solid exchange with a great reputation to either get started in crypto or to just use for your margin trading or leverage trading, as well as some DeFi aspects, then Margex is probably for you. You can use the link below to get some great bonuses. Let's take a quick look at it. They have been around for a while there. As far as reputations go, they have a great reputation. They have apps you can use on your phone or on desktop. Copy trading is another thing that they offer. One-click copy trading, very, very easy. Over 500,000 copy trades. They have over 100 pro traders. And like I said, it's very easy. You got one click to get started in that. I'm trying to find their, also one of the best liquidities in the market. They have a shield system that's really cool. I always recommend that you do your own research, but it is worth checking out. 24/7 live support. Where is there? Here we go. App Store rating is almost perfect, which is pretty hard to get when it comes to the App Store. Like I said, they also have some elements of DeFi. You can trade up to 100x leverage if that's your thing.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
But you can also trade with lower leverage. Copy trading, like I said, is up to just one click. They do have a cool swap of so you can do basic spot trading there by using the swap, and they have DeFi aspects or earning that you can do as far as staking and earn some attractive interest rates there too. So once again, check out Margex, link below. Get yourself some great bonuses. You guys take care. We'll get back to the video.